The sword is not our way of fighting. We fight spiritually. That's our strength. We see that by David and Goliath, you had this giant Philistine, all covered in armor, armed to the teeth. A giant. And he came out defying and cursing, Heref Gidef, the Tzvaot Hashem, the Jewish army, and said, send out somebody to fight me. No one went. Who's going to fight this person? Till all of a sudden David stepped forward. He was wearing a shirt and no sword, no armor, nothing. So he got very angry, Goliath. He said, what, you're making fun of me? I'm a dog. You're sending me this little kid to throw away a dog? Send me a soldier. So David took out a slingshot with a pebble, boom, hit him on the forehead. He fell down, fainted. He took his sword and cut off his hand, and it was over. So we see how Am Yisrael fight. It's not with armor and swords and armies and tanks and aeroplanes and all of this. Even not atom bomb. Our power is a kol Yaakov. So what do we see? At this time, on the Hashmonaim, when they rebelled against the Greeks, really the biggest problem was the Mityavnim. These were Jewish people, the Sedukim, who took over Greek culture. They wanted to behave like the Goyim. And they really were the ones who were encouraging the Greek armies to uproot the Torah, to kill the Hachamim. They killed hundreds and hundreds of Hachamim, all the Gedolim they killed. Tanaim, murdered them. 700 here, 800 there. Just killing all the Hachamim. And we only know about the big Hachamim. We don't know about the Bnei Torah and the Yeshivot. They were just killing. They wanted to uproot the Torah. And they did everything in their power to uproot the Torah. Anyone learning or teaching Torah, they killed them. Anyone keeping Brit Milah, they killed them. Anyone keeping Shabbat, Hagim, they killed them. And so on and so forth. They want to take away all the emunah, right on the horns of your cows. I have no portion in the God of Israel. But they say, God, what do you mean God of Israel? It means the God who the Jews believe that Hashem runs the world with Hashgaha Pratit. You cannot do anything in the world. You cannot be successful in business. You cannot anything. Everything is from Hashem. This they want to uproot. You want to believe God created the world, we have no problem. But Hashgaha Pratit, we don't accept. As the Nabi says about these people, Azab Hashem et ha'aretz. They say Hashem left the world. He created it and left it to be run by the sun, moon, stars, by the zodiacs, mazalot, angels, anyone, not Hashem. Hashem is not involved. So they were here to uproot Torah. And we have here not only the Yevanim, but the Mityavnim, who are Jews who are already behaving like Goyim and want the way of the Goyim and want to, destroy everything. They were giving the Greeks all the openings, where's the minyan, where is the mikveh, where is the Talmud Torah, go and kill. So what happened here was, since there was an army facing us, and there was no way, and they were desecrating everything, some general was offering up a pig on an altar. So Matatyahu Kohen Gadol, who was an old sage, maybe in his 70s, he ran up and killed him. And he said, everyone after me, and they rebelled and they fought and they defeated the Greeks. But we see, we don't commemorate that. We don't say on Hannukah, let's take swords and spears and bows and arrows and march in the streets like soldiers to commemorate the victory on the battlefield. That's really not even an issue. Not only that, it didn't last, because they went the way of Esav, which is Hayadayim Yidei Esav. They fought a battle with their hands. So there was, after the 5 sons of Mattatiyah ben Kohen Gadol, Mattatiyah ben Yohanan Kohen Gadol, his sons were all tzaddikim and great warriors. So after that, the Hasmonean line continued as like rulers, which is not meant to be, because the Am Yisrael, the rulers can only be from the Zerah of Levi. But they did this, they became the rulers, and there was no, there was no end to the fighting. The Greeks carried on and carried on and carried on till when they defeated them, and again they took control, and again they were uprooting the Torah, and all the Gezerot came back. There was no end to it. Not only that, since we fought with the sword, which is the way of Esav, this has no continuity for us. That's not the way we're meant to fight. So Hashem did the second miracle, which is the miracle of the lamb, to teach us that really the issue here was light against darkness. Torah against Greek philosophy, the Greek way of life, the sports and the evil tarbut, how we say, the evil heritage, the immorality and all sorts of bad things. So that was the real battle. And the battle on the victory on the battlefield was for a while, and it was using the sword of Esav, not the way of Am Yisrael. So Hazal wanted that we commemorate Hannukah with the light, to teach us the victory of Torah, and that's what counts, and that's what lasted forever. Till now, our light is still shining. The light of the Torah is shining. You see all over the world today, you have, built up after 2 holocausts. The Haman type Holocaust of Hitler, and then the Greek type Holocaust, which destroyed that by causing us to sin, what happened, in the last 100 years, that huge communities of tzaddikim were uprooted and taken away from religion, tricked into leaving the Torah. But everything came back. They thought that's the end of it. The first president of Israel, his name was Weizmann. So he inaugurated the Weizmann Institute in Rehovot, which is a scientific institute. They say, all the new inventions, unbelievable inventions, and medical inventions, and high-tech inventions, all the most brilliant minds are there researching and discovering, and you hear every day, this high-tech company was sold for so many hundreds of billions, and this one for so much. They're all the biggest brains in the world. So when he inaugurated it, it's about like 80 years ago, he said in his speech, just like my palm won't sprout hairs, I have hair here, but not here. This town will be free of Torah. There'll be no synagogues, no rabbis, no yeshivas, nothing. Why? This is a town which we have dedicated to science, to research, etc., etc. So you come today to Rehovot, you see the whole town is full of yeshivot, kolelim, rabbis, talmidim, everything. And then you say, okay, but you see, you still have the Weizmann Institute. So I say, let's go in. You see, all the professors have kippot. Even what he said, there won't be any Torah in Rehovot. Torah, even as an institute, scientific institute, that's what's left. So we see Didan Natsach, the way of the Torah, is made a huge comeback. We have today hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Bnei Torah all over the world. In Israel, in America, in South America, everywhere. Have you ever heard of such a thing like Mexico? What's Mexico? You know, Mexico, nothing.
Gibraltar.
What do you have there in Mexico? You have, I think, 30 big kollelim. Never mind, they have the yeshivot and everything from Talmud Torah for boys, girls, thousands of students.
Cancun.
Thousands. And they have kollelim, halabim, all of them. So what do we see? We see a big comeback all over the world. Lev Aharon is part of this big comeback, bringing back more and more boys. How many boys have been through the system since it started? 800. So you think 800 boys, that means getting married, that's 800 couples. That's already 1,600. Then each one is having children, and they're teaching, and the kids are learning. Eventually the kids will teach, and we're going to say you have a huge army of Lev Aharon now. And so you have it from Baruch Hashem, many yeshivot, all the big yeshivot in Israel, all booming. Business is booming. So that's why we commemorate Hannukah, the lights. Why? The light represents an or and a Torah. Torah or. To teach us that what counts at the end and what lasts is the Torah. It's not this. We fought a battle, we had no choice. But it didn't last. In the event, eventually, as it went down, the later generations of the Hasmonean, they all became very wicked. They all became Saddukim. They all were killing the Hachamim. Hundreds and hundreds of the Sanhedrin, they just slaughtered them. These were the sons, the great-great-grandsons of Yohanan Kohen Gadol. Because for us, there's no future with the sword. The future is only with the light of Torah. That's why Hashem made the second nest. And this is a miracle that lasts forever. The miracle of Torah. So go from strength to strength.
Question, please. One question.
Yeah.
Question on Ma'aseh. There's a lot of boys, a few boys, that a good number, that they're already here for 3-4 months. Now it's coming winter vacation. Now it's coming a new semester in the colleges. And a lot of them don't know to continue in the yeshiva. Sometimes some of the parents want them to come back also. Some they're safek, they don't know what to do. Maybe they feel they learned all the Torah already. Maybe finished the Torah. Hey. We don't know.
We need some masa.
So the message of Hannukah is what counts. Torah is what's going to be with us forever. And that's what gives us success. Now like this. If they want to be billionaires, then there's still hope for them if they didn't go to college. Because if they go to college, they'll get a diploma. If they have a diploma, some guy like, I don't want to say the name, Charlie Gamal, Harry Admi, who never learned in college, and they're multi-millionaires. So they'll give them a job as a clerk, and they'll get a check at the end of the month for their diploma. But all the billionaires are all totally ignorant. I get letters from them, every word is spelling mistake. They're totally illiterate. So as long as you're in yeshiva, you're becoming a Talmid Chacham, you have a happy Jewish life, and you have a potential to become a billionaire. But if you go to college, it's over. Working for some guy without brains. Because making money doesn't depend on brains. All the billionaires will tell you, when I use my brains, I lost. If I made a mistake, I made millions. Because it's all mazal and bracha. It's got nothing to do with brains. You have brilliant people working day and night, they can't put food in their mouth. And you have stupid people, multi-millionaires, they have it. So the main thing is Torah. And in the beginning, maybe your parents, find it difficult, but eventually they'll be proud of you. We've seen, he said 800 boys. We've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds who learned more. Torah, you need to, I'm not saying Rabbi Akiva learned 24 years till he became Rabbi Akiva. That would be good, but not everyone can manage 24 years.
But what do you think is the minimum that the guy says how long to get to say yeshiva. What's that you have faith?
What is the purpose of being in yeshiva? It's not to be introduced to Judaism. You know, the Halevi community is not an outreach community. If I'm going to tell somebody, bring me your worst student, that's a problem. I'm sure they aren't like that. And you ask him, do you believe in God? You mean, of course. You believe in the Torah? Of course. You keep all the mitzvot? You learn day and night? No, I want to have a good time. So, but you know what I mean? We don't need outreach. Everyone believes, everyone knows the truth. So if so, we have to follow the truth and learn Torah. What's the purpose of being in yeshiva? It's not like the other cube yeshiva. To teach you there's a God. You know that. When you were in your cot as a baby, you knew that. It's to make you an ayin in Talmud. That you can learn Daf Gemara be'iyum. To leave before that is like suicide. Your only hope is that you become someone who can learn a Daf Gemara be'iyum. Then you can go. Wherever you are, you have a question, you pull out the Shulchan Aruch, you can look at the posting and something. You want to, learn, you want to give a shiur, you can open any book and learn. Because you've got in the yeshiva the training of how to understand the Torah in depth. The Torah is deep. Without training, it doesn't go. Like in the old people, they take the Chok Israel and read, then they read Tehillim, then they read Zohar, they're reading and reading. They don't understand one word what they're saying. That's not what the yeshiva is here for. The yeshiva is to build you all up to be learned in Torah. And this was the way of the Halabim. I knew when I was young, many old Halabim, businessmen, who learned only in the Kutab, which was like the Talmud Torah. They knew the whole Tanakh by heart. They knew Mishnayot. And they could learn Gemara. They had the basics. So we have to have the basics today is to be able to study Gemara in depth. And for that you must aim. How long does it take? I would say minimum 2 years, better 3 years. Then we can talk about it. And you won't lose anything. All the colleges are waiting for you and everything. Most of the Ashkenazi, what do? They learn Talmud Torah, they learn Yeshivat Tanakh, they learn in Yeshiva. They get married, then they come for another couple of years to Israel, they learn again, in Kollel. Then they go back and they go, let's say, to Baltimore, and they learn, they get a degree studying secular studies in the evening, to become lawyers, they become whatever they want to become, they have Panasa, they don't know the Syrian way. The Syrian way is stay dumb and be rich. You agree? Is it right or not?
What about the parents?
The parents will eventually be proud. Yeah, you have to be stubborn. You have to say, this is the way of life, I love it, I'm happy, I want to build a Jewish home, I'll get married, and you'll be proud of me, I'll work, I'll have a business, everything. Everything will be good.
Business will be booming.
And I have to say, give you all a bracha, we say goodbye. Keep it.
No.
Because we have another now. One after the other.
Business is booming.
Okay, very nice.
Torah business.
Just try it.
מעלת הרב, דוד בן אהרון, ואשתו, ילדיו, וכל המלמדים, הרב
פרנקו, הרב שוב, רב סיני, כולם
סיני.
אחד אחד, כולם אהובים, כולם ברורים.
אמן.
תזכו ללמוד, למד, לשמור לעשות.
שלמה.
כל הבחורים, יעשו חיל, יגדלו בתורה ויראת שמיים. יהיו בתים נאמנים בישראל. בתורה ויראת שמיים. על הניסים ועל הפורקה ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
how to do it right. That's what he's talking about.
Your grandfather, No.
This is
should say any better is a dunker.
Yeah, go from that side. Go from the other direction. This is the standing in the exit.
Battery.
Go around from the back.
Wow, Danny. Danny, come on. Danny, have some respect. Ezra. Kiss the rabbi's hand. Kiss the rabbi's hand. Wow. I have no idea. I don't know.
Supper's much later, I think.
They're gonna stop in the store. Get food.
Now we're out of that.
I probably have to.
Mirando. Good to see you.
Amen.
Video.
מיכאל אלך.
תודה רבה. כבוד הרב, תודה רבה.
הצלחה.
Amen.
צביה.
Amen. Okay, boys, let's go.
בן סימון שמחה רפואה שלימדת אותם הצלחה לרות בת אורי בן אסתר כל ההצלחות והברכות
Amen.